The focus of this video is rotation in geometry. What is rotation? A rotation turns a figure about a fixed point, and this fixed point is called as center of rotation. So a figure is always going to move around a fixed point like this. You can see there is a figure which is red color. This figure is being rotated around the point which is the rotation center of rotation. So this figure, when it is at 0 degree, they are just overlapping. Once I move it, this figure is being rotated around a fixed point, and it measures an angle by which it is rotating. So the important thing is there is a point around which a figure rotates. The second point is the direction of rotation. So it can rotate either in the clockwise direction or counterclockwise. You can see the rotation right now. We are moving as the clock moves. So now when I'm going to start moving, the rotation is against the clock. So this rotation is counterclockwise, and it can move on, goes on, and when it completes a full 360 degrees rotation, it reaches to the 0 point. So now it is 0, and you can see it is nearly 360 degrees. So now if I go back, now this movement or the rotation goes by in the same direction as the clock moves. So this is clockwise direction, and this is counterclockwise directions. So I'm going to discuss only counterclockwise rotation in this video, and there is another video which will discuss both the counterclockwise and clockwise. So the important thing is the direction of rotation can be either clockwise or counterclockwise. The angle of rotation, which you see here, is 56 degrees, starting from this angle is measured between the two rays. One ray starts from the center of rotation and goes to any one fixed point or any point on the figure, like between C and A. This ray and the other ray is the point which is moved, or the corresponding point which has been rotated, which is C A prime. So the angle is being measured between the two rays, and these two rays are formed by the rays drawn from the center of rotation through the corresponding points on the pre-image and post-image. Red is the pre-image and green is the post-image. That is one of the important points to consider while dealing with rotation. So again, see, the angle of rotation is moving, and the pre-image stays at the original point, and the post-image is moving by a certain angle. If I move it to 180 degree, we can move it to 270, or we can move it to 45. Either way, if we change the center of rotation, then the angle stays the same. The center of rotation can move, but the angle will remain the same. Now the third thing is that a rotation preserves distances from the center of rotation through the corresponding points on the object and its image. So the segment, red segment and the green segments, both of them are congruent. If we move this, still the two segments are congruent. So the distance between the points and the center, 2 points on the image and post image and pre image, and the center stays the same. Even if we have other segments, let me draw the other segments between the other points like these one. So all these red segments like CD or the C or CB, all these red segments, they are congruent to all of the corresponding green segment. Like CD prime is same as CD, and the angle between this green and this red is going to be 75, as right now is showing between the thick green and the thick red segment. So the distances, when it rotates the figure, it is preserved. That means it will be the two distances, the corresponding distances will be congruent. What does this mean? That what is showing here, so the segment drawn from the center of the rotation to the corresponding points on the pre and post images are congruent. That is these things. So the only important thing you should know, that the distances will be the same. The angle of rotation can be either counterclockwise, right, like right now, or the clockwise direction which is moving now. The angle is measured between the two rays, the 2 points selected on the post image and pre image, and the center of rotation. The center of rotation can move to the origin, or it can be anywhere else, but the angle of rotation stays the same. You can see that. We can even move this point. If I move the original image to some other location, but the angle between the two will stay the same, unless otherwise we change the angle right like now. You can see all these things. So these are the different options. If I want to change 270 degrees, obviously it is against the clock we are moving, so it is the 270 degree counterclockwise the measurement, whereas the clockwise measurement is going to be, which will be this much, will be 90 degrees. The whole circle, when you make the complete round, it is going to be 360 degrees. You can see it is approximately 360 degrees when it moves. Let me try to move a little further. No, 360 degrees, because as it sits on top of the original figure, the angle between them will become 0. I hope this video was helpful for you to understand rotation in geometry.